Here, I'm gonna catwalk over to you. Doosh, 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 doosh. That sound effect was either a techno beat or it was the sound of a giant stamping through a city and killing everything in its path. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am gonna take you guys around town with me as I do some local pickups here around town. And I will be offering a few tips for the ladies out there that like to do these local use site pickups, as well as for the guys too. You guys can use these tips too. I'm not discriminating, you can use them too. And maybe I'll share with you guys the story of how I think I almost kind of became a true crime documentary victim subject. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I thought I almost died. Let's take this game over Santa Claus pajama off and let's go. Let's all go get toys. Let's all go get toys. Hi, Grumpy Muffin. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking about you. You're stinky. Don't ignore me, I'm talking about you, you stinky boy. So tip number one, I like to arrange all my pickup days, usually on just one day. So I don't have to do a bunch of trips all the time. It gets very inconvenient and kind of time consuming. So usually I will e-transfer people ahead of time and be like, oh, can you just hold it for me till Thursday or something? Cause I'm doing all my pickups that day. So today is pickup day and this is pickup day number one. This is pickup item number one. It is the Home Alone 2 board game and it comes with all the pieces inside. And I think it will be a really cool display piece right next to my Talk Boy from Home Alone 2. So a little wet, but just dry that off. So I paid $20 Canadian for this and we are off to pickup number two. I absolutely love it when people do the bucket system where they just have like a nice big tub outside with like a money jar in it. I do that all the time with my stuff. I hate when like, it's like, oh, are you gonna be home at 1? And then it's like, oh, sorry, I'm late now.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So tip number two, what I like to do is when they don't have, the bucket system or anything like that, I usually have to take protection with me because there was one time where I felt very uncomfortable and I thought I was going to become a cold case file. So what I usually do is I have two things with me at all times. I have a pocket knife, which usually has like the first blade slightly up like this. So it's just up a little bit like this, just so if I have to like quickly take it out and be like, getcha, 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 stab ya, stab ya. And then I also have a personal little pepper spray here. And I got this a long time ago from a hunting store. And you can get little protection sprays anywhere for like dogs and cougars and bears and such. So it's kind of handy to have in my pocket. So whenever I am by myself, I always have my knife and my personal protection spray. Just so you know, my parents don't have to read about me in the news because they don't got time for that. I don't got time for that either. So grab these three vintage Animaniacs plushies for $25 Canadian. They're very cute and they actually still have all of their tags on them. So here is Dot. And oh shit, for a minute I thought that it was Yakko and Wacko, but it's actually two Wackos. That's okay. I was so fast in buying it because I was like, oh sweet, I didn't even notice. It was probably like this. It was probably like this. And I'm like, oh look, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. But you do that all the time where you totally don't even like read the whole listing. You're just like, yes, I'm gonna get it. I got it. I want it. Okay, so we are off to the next place. Let's go, my friends. It's a really good idea to just let people know where you're going just in case, you have car trouble, you do run into some sort of trouble or someone takes you or something. It's just a good idea to leave that address somewhere with someone. So leave it at home, jot it down on a notepad or send it to your mom, your parents, sister, friends, whatever. So this tip is especially for all the girls out there, men too, are prone to this. But if you are going to a complete stranger's house, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, it's a good idea not to dress up. It's a good idea not to look appetizing or kidnap worthy. I watched this really funny video a long time ago of a girl and she did a video stating that she had basically just 3 looks in her life, like when she dressed up. She either looked like a 12-year-old boy, a homeless person, or a prostitute. And it's so true, like those are like my 3 looks as well. But I tend to do like the in-between 12-year-old boy and homeless kind of person look. You don't need your phone with you, you don't need your wallet and your purse hanging right there. Just go with your money and that's it. You don't need to be like, Hi, I'm here to pick up that $10 Darth Maul statue.
Wait, is he that fat guy?
Yeah, I think so. Let me just get some money out for you. So for 100 Canadian dollars, I grabbed this guy. Look how realistic he looks. He has like real glass eyes, and it's just such a fantastic sculpt on this. And it is super, super heavy. Like I couldn't hold this for very long. Ugh, I'm just gonna sit on my legs. I like to call it my King Kong bust. Obviously King Kong is much bigger than this. We will take a little look at all these things when we get home, but I mean, I just couldn't help but show you guys how cool this is. Actually gonna have to put it in my trunk because it's like, I'm gonna squish everything I have. Ugh, come on. Come on, King Kong. Got King Kong in my trunk, huh?
I got King Kong in the trunk.
Okay, 1, 2, lock the door. 5, 6, pick up 6. Okay, and tip number, what number are we on? Tip number 3? Tip number 4? So my next tip here for everybody is when you're using these used sites, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, Craigslist, whatever have you. I don't know what you guys kind of have in the US or the UK, like Europe and all that, but I primarily use Facebook Marketplace. I used to use my actual Facebook account, which was kind of stupid of me. So it would be my profile picture and it's like me dressed up like, oh, like sexy to the nines, right? I'm like, right? Like, why would I want a complete stranger knowing that that person's coming over? You know, it might look appetizing to somebody. Also, it allows you to lowball and feel good about being a dirty lowballer, you know? So if something's like $400 and I'm like, would you take 50? People are not gonna be like, oh my God, Lord Legends, you're so frickin' cheap. You all know I'm a lowballer. You know, I know I'm super cheap. That's how I get all these amazing collectibles, because I'm super cheap. So that has been a great tool for me to feel comfortable knowing that, you know, that no one knows what I look like when I'm coming over. No one knows, you know, it's my personal account or my Lore Legends account or something like that. So it's just some generic profile picture with like, I don't know, a tree or a mole or something on it. So they're expecting a tree or a mole to come over and not like, you know, me. It is a Mumakil from Lord of the Rings. And this is like, I think Gamer's Workshop, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. It's from 2004, and I think this is Gamer's Workshop. So he did a really good job painting it. Like, look at that. And what's cool is that it actually has all the little Herodrum pieces on here too. So look, it's got like these guys, and you know, they can be put up on their little hammocky, I don't know what this is called, hammocky saddle structure or something. Unfortunately, the coolest guy that has like that cool kind of like backing, you know, like that kind of wood backing, unfortunately he's not painted. Okay, we have one more stop and then I have to head over to my parents' place because I went to my brother and sister-in-law's the other day. Yeah, that door is locked. Man, there's a lot of unsavory characters going by this car. So I went to my brother and sister-in-law's yesterday and I did a toy trade with my brother, and he has 2 items. Well, not he has 2 items. My mom and dad have 2 items in their trunk that my brother did a tradesy with me. So I'll show you guys. Wow, that's pretty cool. Let's get out of here. Boom! 1, 2, lock the door. 5, 6, get comfy. I just grabbed this little bag of $2 Pokemon McDonald's toys. It has like a Psyduck, Eevee, and Pikachu's in it. And it's actually right beside like my parents' house. So I'm like, oh, I'm going there anyways to drop them off some sandwiches because I love my parents. And so I just thought I'd quickly pick that up. And that leads me to my last tip for picking up things at people's houses on used sites. Do not go into people's houses. I will actually tell you my story of why I just got so freaked out one day and how kind of my whole mentality of purchasing stuff online by myself like changed. So let me just get these weapons out of my pockets. This was actually in the city that I last lived in, and I went by myself. I always went by myself to go pick up my toy pickups and such. And I was using my Facebook profile, like my personal name, and of course my Facebook profile, you know, is me like, oh, look at me. I was just dressed up as usual, and I went out to this house that was kind of far away to the side. It wasn't necessarily in the middle of the woods like I am right here. They were selling this big vintage lot of Sailor Moon stuff. And when I mean big vintage lot, it's not like it was a kind of a picture of everything, you know, sprawled out. It was almost like a product eBay shot, and it was just a whole bunch of things, and they just listed, you know, like 5 or 6 things. It was like, oh, the, you know, necklace, the like amulet ring thing, and like all these other things, and like the dolls, and it was this huge lot. I think it was only like $50 Canadian or something, and I was like, holy crap, that's an amazing deal for vintage Sailor Moon stuff. This guy opened the door, and he just kind of looked like a normal guy, you know? He wasn't like put the lotion in the basket kind of looking guy. He was just like a normal looking guy. And he's like, oh yeah, it's here in the room. It's here in the room. And as I was walking in, his whole living room had a big sheet of plastic on it, and there was pillows on this sheet, and there was also a black hanging apparatus suspension in the corner. And as I was walking, I was just like, what the frick is going on here? So I'm walking, and there's handcuffs on the table that I'm walking by. It's like this little bar table. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, oh, it's down here. And he takes me to a staircase. And I'm like, what the frick are you talking about? It's like, why would you bring it like up here? And he stands back waiting for me to go down first down the stairs. And I start to turn to go downstairs, and he grabs, like, he doesn't grab me, but he takes my arm and kind of like pushes me. He kind of like pushes me down, almost as if like, oh, just making sure you're not going to fall or something. So he like goes like this. And right when he touched me and put some force on me, I backed out, and I just went out the door and said, oh, sorry, I forgot I had to go. I felt like the freaking like White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, I'm late. But I just beelined it out of there. So I don't know if this guy was getting ready to have an orgy. I don't know, like his living room was prepared for it. He's got, you know, his hanging apparatus there. He's got some legit handcuffs. I'm not talking about fuzzy handcuffs. I'm talking like legit handcuffs on this bar table over here. Could have become a cold case file. Could have got an amazing lot of Sailor Moon stuff. Just be safe, you know, don't be stupid. And if you start having a little bit of anxiety, or you feel the little hairs on the back of your neck, or in my case, my little European facial hairs going ding, 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 you know, like, don't go. It's not a big deal, you know, it's not a big deal. It's just toys, it's just collectibles, it's just, you know, decorations, you know, furniture, who cares? So that was just my little word of caution for everybody. And just the time that I almost felt like I got, you know, put into a sex dungeon. I didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't want to freak out my parents. I didn't want to, you know, call the police, because what am I going to say? This man made me feel uncomfortable, you know, but it could have just been a really nice orgy guy that was just, you know, getting ready to have an orgy or something. And, you know, he just wanted to get rid of his Sailor Moon stuff before it started. So I don't know. Okay. But now I'm just much more hyper vigilant. I was a U-Site maverick, but now I'm a nice man. You know, I'm safe. Why is my car not turning on? Oh, there we go. Deliver these gourmet sandwiches to my parents. And then we'll go home, see the boys, see Odie, Dante, Muffin, and I'll show you guys a little closer look at some of my stuff that I got, some of my good days. Hello? Hello? I brought you guys some sandwiches.
Sandwiches?
Bye! And that brings me to the last tip. Love your parents. Hi, Odie. Can you say hello to everybody, Odie? Look how tiny his eyes are. His eyes are so tiny. Okay, you go down. Go see Dante. Go see Dante. Muffin, oh my God, he's so heavy now. So they both have the original tags on them. So I'll probably keep these two because this guy's shirt is the closest to the original. And then I'll just put this guy to the side just for, like, I don't know, trading, whatever, for a future toy. Some McDonald's Happy Meal toys. So see what these do. I got two Pikachus, a side duck, and an Eevee. There's a little button back here, and it gets stuck really easily, and it looks like the ears just like wiggle or something. So there's that Pikachu. And then there is this one, which is all closed up. What year were these, by the way? 2018. And I guess you just kind of maybe move the tail like this and the ears go up and down like that. And then here's his side duck. Hi. And I guess you just move the tail and he goes like this. Out of all the Pokemon, I really relate to Psyduck because it's like he has a headache all the time. He's like, oh. Got Tim Curry. Oh, got the bird lady, got the homeless bird lady. Whenever I'm like in my comfy clothes, like I feel always like this bird lady. It's just, we look like exactly the same. This was such a good movie, such an iconic movie. Oh, and we got the toy guy from Duncan's Toy Chest. At midnight tonight, we hit Duncan's Toy Chest. Okay. So we have all these little yellow chips. Then we have our player pieces, which are just those standard red. The Lost the New York board game instructions. I really wonder how this game's gonna work because it really doesn't have too much on here. It's literally just pictures of like the main characters, minus Kevin. There's no Kevin on here, but you know, it's Buzz, his dad, his mom. It's just a bunch of pictures of all the people that are on the board. Except for Kevin. There is no Kevin on the board, but we have pictures of Kevin as well here. So I guess maybe those are like the wild cards or something. Like maybe you want to collect all the Kevins or I don't know. Interesting. I'll have to see how you play this. It can't be that complicated. You know, it's not like Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that. So I'm sure it's just like a matching game of some sort. And it says here, when family movie passes expires April 15th of 1993. Look how cool that is. I think you did a really good job at painting it as well. Looks really nice. And remember, it doesn't have the tail, so I'll have to get some epoxy and just make a little tail there. And there's that one guy that's not painted, one of the Harajum. I think I just stumbled on my words. I'm like, Harajum, Harajum. Here's the Momokill with all its tusks. It's got these big ones in the back, these like battle ones with like the weapons on them, and it's got these little small ones here. Very cool. And then here's the top canopy section where all the little Harajum guys are all standing. And the base is really cool too. So here's a closer look at that base right here. I can zoom in on that. There we go. It's got like little moss, shields, weapons, dead horses, casualties all over the ground. Very cool. I will show you guys the last item that I grabbed today. I do have some other items that I got recently from pickups, and also I did a trade or two with my brother as well. So I will show you those things in the next video, as well as I will be showing you guys around my new toy room. I have like a toy room adjacent to my actual toy room, and it's like my game room where I have my computer and gaming set up. And I have started to put shelving in there and like toy spillage. And it's gonna be like my new kind of filming room where it's really clean, it's classy, it's not cluttered, and it just looks really nice. So I will show you guys that in the next video, but I just wanna finish up this little video. Oh my God, this is so freaking heavy. Like this is actually super heavy. Whoa, okay. I got this guy for $100 Canadian. Look at those glass eyes. They look so realistic. Look at that. This is actually sculpted by an artist. It's like a wildlife artist that does like hyper realistic sculptures and such. So it's not like, you know, King Kong or anything like that. So it says here, made in the USA, and it actually has a signature written on the inside right here, like actually kind of like into the sculpture. It says Sandra Brew or Sandra Brewy. It's got like almost like scarring in some areas. It's really, really cool. Really quality piece. Definitely gonna call it, you know, my King Kong. Are you licking it, Dante? Definitely gonna call it my, you know, King Kong kind of bust.
I got King Kong in the trunk.
So that is it. Let me know what item you guys like the most in my comments down below. And also, please be on the lookout for my next video, because it is gonna be taking a look at my new toy room, spillage room / game room, game setup. And in there I have some really cool collectibles that I'm showcasing as well. I will be opening up the things that I got from my brother from a traded deal that we did. Got some really cool stuff. You guys can be like, whoa, that's so cool. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come out with new videos every week. Come check me out on social media and help support the channel on Patreon. So thank you all so much for watching, and stay legendary.